We engage in behaviors that make us feel more pleasant or better. Perhaps we take the long way home when our favorite song comes on the radio, or we get outside for a walk or a run on a warm and sunny spring morning. When we feel more pleasant while engaging in behaviors, we're more likely to engage in those behaviors in the future. Thus, feeling more pleasant on that walk or run on that nice spring morning will likely lead us to repeat that behavior again in the future. My name is Derek Hevel, and I'm a doctoral student in the Department of Kinesiology. And this basic premise of engaging in behaviors that make us feel more pleasant, and then in turn will increase the likelihood of engaging in that behavior again in the future, is the focus of my research. We know that physical activity has both mental and physical health benefits, like decreased risk for depression or cardiovascular disease. Despite these benefits, though, few college students engage in the recommended amounts of physical activity. Further, during the transition into adulthood, college students show rapid declines in physical activity participation. These changes in physical activity may be due to changes in life experiences like forming new social groups or moving residences, and/or alterations in responsibilities like coursework, preparing meals, or doing their own laundry. College students' decline in physical activity has both immediate and long-term health consequences. Therefore, determining a feasible method to increase participation and curb the decline is imperative for their health. One way that we might be able to enhance physical activity participation in college students is to focus on how feeling more pleasant during physical activity is linked with future participation. In laboratory-based studies, feeling more pleasant during physical activity led to increased future physical activity months later. While this evidence is promising, these studies have been conducted in controlled laboratory settings, which controls or alters many aspects of the physical activity, like the setting, duration, intensity, and type of physical activity, like constraining to running or cycling. Therefore, current laboratory-based evidence likely does not represent the physical activity and pleasantness relation in everyday life. New methodology using both smartphones and physical activity monitors can be used to assess feelings of pleasantness during physical activity participation in everyday life. Specifically, participants can wear activity monitors, which can determine when an individual is engaging in an activity for a prolonged period of time at a moderate or vigorous intensity, and then prompt them to rate their current feelings of pleasantness on the smartphone. Capturing these feelings of pleasantness during physical activity have been difficult in the past because prolonged and more intense physical activity can be a rare occurrence behavior, meaning that people might only participate once or twice a day for a prolonged period of time or at a higher intensity. But pairing smartphones and activity monitors can capture most, if not all, physical activity and related feelings of pleasantness. Then, after capturing feelings of pleasantness during physical activity, we can predict how these pleasantness ratings lead to future physical activity participation. We hypothesize that college students will experience greater feelings of pleasantness during physical activity participation in everyday life. Further, participants who experience greater feelings of pleasantness during physical activity will engage in more physical activity the following day. Expected findings from this work have several implications, both applied practice and intervention-based. For example, practitioners like kinesiologists may consider promoting physical activity that will optimize an individual's feelings of pleasantness during physical activity to promote continued engagement. Additionally, interventions using technology can be used to recognize times when an individual is feeling suboptimal levels of pleasantness compared to their typical level, and then prompt them to engage in physical activities that have increased their feelings of pleasantness in the past. This boost of feelings of pleasantness during physical activity will likely promote continued activity participation in college students. Ultimately, enhancing pleasant feelings during physical activity could lead to more effective physical activity promotion efforts, improve mental and physical health, and improve overall lifelong quality of life. Thank you.